forecast.
Good morning. It is 6:17 and we have a lot to talk about this morning. As far as our weather, just a few thunderstorms this afternoon, a little bit of a north breeze, maybe 10 to 20 miles per hour at times. But just down the coastline, 250 miles away, a Category 4 hurricane, now Category 3, Idalia, is in the Big Bend. Just moments ago, it was considered a Category 3 storm with 125 mile per hour winds. Here is the radar. You can see the eye is almost on shore. Once the center of that eye crosses, it will consider that this is made landfall. But really, right now, a lot of these people are seeing the worst of the weather they're going to experience as you're looking at the potential of 12 to 16 foot storm surge out of this, and of course devastating winds as well. Here is Idalia, 125 mile an hour winds moving north-northeast at 18, and there is the center of the storm approaching land right now in the Big Bend area of Florida. Here we are just far enough away that we are seeing very little of the effects. And on the eastern side of this, a lot of bad weather all the way up the Florida coast. But as you get to the western side, you're seeing air that's coming off of the land tends to be sinking, and you end up with fewer thunderstorms and less wind. So what's going to happen for us is we stay relatively quiet except at the water's edge. Meantime, this turns into a Category 2 storm over Georgia and a tropical storm along the Carolina coast, then moves back out into the Atlantic waters. Idalia impacts here. Rough surf really is going to be a big deal, with seas building 7 to 10 feet, and we'll probably see waves crashing at the coastline later this morning. And then we've got rip currents, which are extremely dangerous anytime, but especially so in a tropical system. Double red flags are flying. That means stay out of the water. And higher tide cycles, maybe a foot or so above normal. Not a storm surge, but just higher than usual tides. Here are the wave heights, and you can see 7, 8, 9 feet along our stretch of the coast. And then you get over here into the Big Bend. Some of this 15-foot wave height will find its way onshore. A lot of 12 to 15-foot storm surge is expected, and a high surf warning, as you might expect, is going on along the coast and all the way down the coast of Florida. Pensacola Beach, you can see the waves starting to kick up here already. Not as rough as it's going to get, but still there are breakers out there now. The hurricanes out in the Atlantic include Franklin, now close to Bermuda, close enough that they're seeing tropical storm conditions. But this storm is weakening. It's Category 2 now. It was a Category 4 yesterday, and it's going to continue to weaken as it moves up into the North Atlantic. Should stay away from all land. Here's Tropical Depression 11. It formed yesterday. No frets here, 35 mile an hour winds. It's moving to the north in the Atlantic. And then we've got two other areas of clouds and low pressure that could turn into tropical systems, one coming off the African coast, one in the mid-Atlantic, and both of these are going to live their entire lives in the Atlantic waters. Our weather, actually quite pleasant despite the cloudy skies at the Window Depot of Mobile Cam. The radar is quiet, and the umbrella forecast is only a 30% chance of needing the Green and Phillips umbrella today. So a few showers in the afternoon. Here's the extended forecast. Tomorrow stays relatively dry, and both days, again, you're looking at winds maybe puffing around 10 to 20 miles an hour at times, but that's the worst we should see of that. We will get more rain this weekend, and our daytime highs could actually dip into the 80s at some point.
We're appreciating those daytime highs.
Yeah.
We do.
This morning